Hi, my name's Chris Croft from successfultrainers.com, helping people to set their own training businesses up. And one of the big concerns people have is how quickly can they start to earn money? Maybe they've been made redundant, maybe they've even left their job to be a freelance trainer. They've realized that working 7 days a week for a company that doesn't even value you is not a good way to spend your whole life. And they've decided to go it alone and be a freelance trainer. It's well paid, it's fun, but the question is, how quickly can you get up and running? So I want to say a bit about that in this video. So I would say there are 4 numbers, possibly 5 actually, that you need to think about if you're trying to calculate how quickly you can get up and running. And before we get to those 4 numbers, just to set the scene a little bit, the process is going to be that first of all, you'll have to decide what subject you're going to teach. You probably already know that. Then you'll have to write the material, or at least you'll have to write an outline of what you're going to be teaching before you can sell it. Then you have to do the selling. And once you start selling, there will be a time lag before you deliver. So even if on the first day you have a customer who goes, I love that, let's do it, they'll probably say, let's do it in a couple of months' time. So there'll be a time lag, the writing, the selling, the delivering. And in fact, even the payment will probably be a month after you've done the course. So we're looking at a few months' time delay. But more than that are the ratios you need to know about. And this is the 4 or possibly 5 numbers. So the first number is how many sales visits are you going to do? How many sales visits per week or per month? And this assumes that you can email or phone some companies, find some people who might be interested in seeing you, and then you go and see them. So let's say you can do 1 sales visit a week or 2 sales visits a week. Something like that would be enough to get your business off the ground. And that's not too bad, is it? You could do that. 2 sales visits a week or 8 sales visits a month. I think that's a good number to work on. That's the first number you have to think about. The second number is the conversion rate of these sales visits. So what percentage of customers who you go and see are going to say, yes, indeed, I love it, let's do this training. Now, I get a pretty high conversion rate actually, because I can do lots of different subjects and I can do variations. If you want a half day, a whole day or a 2-day course, I can do all of those because I've been doing this for so long now. It means that pretty much whatever the customer wants, I can do. And if they want sales with a bit of customer care or sales with a bit of assertiveness or time management with a bit of assertiveness and delegating, I can do those things. So usually the way it goes is I find out what they want and I say that I can do it, and then they say, great, well in that case, let's do it. So I get a pretty high conversion rate, probably 80 or 90%, but you might want to plan on, let's say, 50% for your initial sales visits because you're perhaps only able to do one thing and they may not want that one thing. So that's your second number. So we've got how many visits and what's the conversion rate. Now, the next number is how many days are you selling? Because it may well be that you have a 50% conversion rate, but they tend to buy 3 or 4 days from you. So you might be selling a program where you come back and you do some coaching, or a program where young managers learn all of the things they need to know about management, and it might be 5 days spread over 6 months or something like that. Or you might be selling a 2-day course. So how many days are you selling? And that's the next number to factor into the equation. Now, the 4th number to factor into this equation is the repeat rate. What percentage of customers do you think are going to like your course and say, brilliant, can we have another one? And they may say, we really liked your time management course, can you come back and teach us project management? Or they may say, we really liked your time management course, can you train another group of people next week? Or can you come back in 6 or 9 months when we've got some more employees who are going to be ready to be trained? Now, I get a really high repeat rate, and I think most trainers do, because once a customer's got a trainer who they like, why would they get somebody different? It's better the devil you know. So why would you not just get that same person back in to run another course? So I find that customers tend to get me back in, and I probably have a 90% repeat rate, maybe more. I don't think I've ever done a course and they haven't asked me back to do another one. I mean, it just doesn't happen. But you might want to put, say, 60% or like that into your equation just to be cautious. And it would be interesting, wouldn't it, to just use some quite cautious numbers. Let's suppose that you're going to do, let's say you're going to do 6 sales visits per month. Not even 2 a week, like 1 or 2 a week, 6 a month. Let's suppose you're going to get a 50% conversion rate. Let's suppose you're going to get a 60% repeat rate. And let's suppose you're only going to sell, let's say 1.5 days. So you're going to sell 1 or 2 days each time, something like that. Now I've made a spreadsheet we can put this in. Now there is one more number, I mentioned it was 4 or 5, and that's the price that you're going to charge. That also will affect how much money you make in your first and second year. It doesn't affect how soon you make money, but it does affect how much you make. So let's just put 1,000 a day in to keep it simple. I actually think you should never charge less than 1,000 a day, unless you're working in a very badly paid sector of training. But mostly I think customers will worry about your quality if you charge less than 1,000 a day. So let's put 1,000 a day into the spreadsheet. And I'm going to put a screenshot up now so that you can see what the spreadsheet says. So what I've got here is the first year. And you can see there's quite a time lag before you start earning money. That in the first year, you've only made 27k. Now, that's probably enough to live off and survive on, but it's not great. And that's because for the first 6 months, you weren't earning any money at all because you were just starting out with your sales process. And there's a time lag before the money starts to come in. So you only did really 6 months at 4,500 a month. Now, 4,500 a month isn't bad, but you only did it for 6 months of that first year. So you have to get through 6 months of not earning money. But then it starts to get better because in the second year you've earned 80k, and that's not bad, especially as you've done it by only working 2 or 3 days a week. So the second year is starting to look really good already. And the third year, you've made 106k, which is a really good year's earnings. You haven't had to work a massive number of days to earn that money. And also, you've only been doing 2 sales visits. You've been able to cut back on the number of visits per month that you have to make because you're getting a nice amount of repeat work in already. And future years are going to be fantastic. Future years, you're going to earn over 100k and you won't have to do any selling at all. It'll just be repeats and the occasional new referral. So basically, you can get your business up and running in a couple of years, but there is an initial small mountain to climb. I think it's more of a hillock than a mountain because you have to do 6 sales visits a month for a year. And you also do have to get through that 6-month period when you're not going to be earning anything yet because you're still setting your business up. But it's so worth it because then you've got something that will generate 100 grand a year forever. So that's an overview of how long it takes to get started with your own training business. And if this is interesting to you, then please do contact me. Just go to successfultrainers.com. You can book a call with me. I can have a look at what you want to do and tell you whether it's achievable. And if it looks good, we can work together and I can help you to get there.